Hello everybody and welcome to the World Monologue Games Global Finals Endurance category. My name is Pete Malicki, I am the creator of the games and I am your host. So we had over 250 performers in our regional finals this year across 20 different events, and the globals are the top 84 performances from 6 different categories. Endurance are the best 5 to 10 minute monologues, so pretty epic challenge having to do an uninterrupted performance in a live stream, 5 to 10 minutes. So you guys, our viewers, get to vote at the end of this show, and you can help select who lands on the podium at the games and who becomes the global champion. Voting will be open for 48 hours from the end of the stream, and I will come back on after the performers have done their stuff to explain how that all works. But basically there'll be a link in the description of this video which will be available for 48 hours. If you want to show us some support, please hit the like button or subscribe to this channel. Or if you're watching live, leave a chat message for the actors or a comment if you're watching afterwards. All of those things are a great help and a great way to support the performers. All right, folks, I suppose I should throw in a language and adult themes warning, so please do be warned. There's always some strong content here at the games. Anyway, enough from me. I hope you enjoy World Monologue Games Global Finals Endurance category.
I look at my watch again as I hastily park on the gravel. 4 minutes past 1. I should have been here an hour and a half ago. Pray that I won't bash into one of the wooden posts or knock over the peacock strutting around on the edge of the lawn. This looks a lovely old building. I grab my coat off the back seat and make a rush towards the entrance. Wait. What, this is the wrong place. I was in such a rush. I didn't even stop and check the sign at the front of the driveway. I pause on the top step and try to calm down. I retie my shoelace, I pull up my trousers and try and sort out my hair, which probably should have had cut. I take a deep breath and whisper, relax. I'm fed up having to go to these do's on my own. I try my best to forget about my spot, the type I only seem to get before a party. I mean, hopefully no one will notice. Oh, there are worse things. I open the door, where I am greeted by a very smart receptionist. Is this the first hotel? Woman, a few words it turns out, although she does still irritatingly manage to point out my spot. It's not contagious, is it? It's all over. You've missed the ceremony, but they're just starting lunch. At this point she comes out from behind her reception area. Follow me. We go down a corridor over some creaking floorboards. Here we are. The receptionist, she notices that I'm a bit nervous and says, take it easy. It's not your wedding. Yeah, I thank her for her assistance and set about trying to find Brian and Rachel. I've only met her once, although she is the one in the wedding dress. Brian? Rachel? Hi, congratulations. I mean, what a venue, and you both look stunning. Roll me, Brian says. Oh, mate, we weren't expecting you. Oh, it's great to see you. We didn't get a reply. Definitely emailed it. No, it's great. Rachel, you remember Matt from school? Yes, she says. Hi. I'm so sorry I got lost and then I hit the most dreadful traffic. Never did have much sense of direction, did he? Look, don't worry, mate. You're here now. I'm sure they can squeeze you in somewhere. Look, just grab a drink and I'll come catch up in a minute, all right? Yeah? Brian explains the situation to the head waiter who brings me over to the table. Please, do I sit over here, please? Obviously Italian, or if not, he's doing a pretty good impression of one. But it's the children's table, I point out. Luca donna fretta, eh? No resta siete, sì? I see. Demonstrate with fake protest. Yes, but I'm not a baby. My junk is lost on him. Yes, I know, all the bigger boys are here. Come on and sit. At this point, he pulls out the chair from under the table, which I completely miss and fall flat on my bum. The whole table erupts into laughter. I mean, some are even clapping. I can feel myself getting flustered and blushing. I try my best to make it look as natural as possible, and in the end, I just ends up laughing. He isn't happy though. Look, do not give me trouble, eh? You was for the bambinos. Sorry. I introduced myself to the table. It was weird sitting here. I mean, I know I look young, but this is ridiculous. Paul, the boy to my right, says, "Oh, that was wow, cool. I thought the entertainment had started early." Well, he's got a good sense of humour, considering he's only 11. He seems like old and wise beyond his years. The table takes turns grilling me with rapid-fire questions. Children are very direct, aren't they? Are you a big child? No. Are you very old? I'm only 25. Are your mummy and daddy here? No, they're not. Why are you here? Well, I'm one of Brian's friends. Actually, we meet up once or twice. Do you have a brother or sister? Yeah, I have a sister. What football team do you support? Derby. Who? Derby. Do you have a girlfriend? No, unfortunately not. Followed by the inevitable. Why not? Well, that's a long story. And then the final considered question comes from Paul. What are you going to be when you grow up? Well, you stumped me there, kid. I don't know, but I'm working on it. Then I look across and I spot someone I haven't seen since I left school. Paul. He notices me looking and asks who it is. Oh, it's just someone I was very fond of. Did you have a crush on her? Yes, I suppose you could say that. You should ask her out. Well, no, she's probably with someone, and she's possibly doesn't even remember who I am. Plus, look, she's talking to someone. So that doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I feel awkward. I don't want to make a fool out of myself. Surely you've already done that. I have to hand it to him. Stop making excuses. I've been telling him, he's beginning to sound a bit like my mum. You've got to go for it, Matt. And if you don't, then I'm going to go out, ask her for you. I'm certain of it. Right then. Anything to stop him from blabbering on, so bolstered by this young boy's confidence and all the right patter, I walk over to her. Hi, Connie. Matt? Oh, how wonderful to see you. She's as warm and radiant as always. Oh, I didn't know you were here. Yes. I'm on the children's table. Over there. Her reply. The children's table? You always wear young at heart, Matt. Smile. How's life been treating you, Connie? Very well, thanks, and you? Oh, you can't complain. Then she says this. You seen anyone at the moment, Matt? No. No. Are you? No, not at the moment. I then pluck up just enough courage to ask her. Would you like to maybe do something next week? Her reply. Yeah, I'd love that. And my enthusiastic response. You would? That's great. I can't wait.
All my life, I've wanted to be an actress. Mum always wanted to be an actress. Of course, back then, actress was a polite way of saying hooker. When she told her mother she wanted to be an actress, my grandmother just laughed at her. My grandmother said she wasn't pretty enough to be an actress. Can you imagine that? Not pretty enough. Your own mother. So she had to become a typist instead. She worked at the accounts departments at DJ's. But on Saturday morning, she would bring me here for children's acting classes. Did you know that this theatre used to be an acting school? Yes, it did. Every Saturday we'd come with all the other mums and daughters, and occasionally a boy or two as well. And all the mums would sit where you're sitting. And Mr. Prendergast would teach us how to walk and speak the Queen's English. We would read Shakespeare and poetry. And once a year we'd do a play. A play! The play was always a big deal. Everyone wanted the lead roles, and there were always more girls than boys. So the tall girls got to play kings and dukes and knights and what have you. You didn't want to be tall. Well, you wanted to be tall, but not too tall. One year we did Macbeth, and I'd had this massive growth spurt, and Mr. Prendergast cast me as a tree. A tree. I had this terrible green costume with this fake bark and these stupid little leaves. But Mum, she was really nice about it, actually. After she finished sewing my costume, she told me that I wasn't just any old tree. I was a willow. And I really had to explore the nuances of my character's development, because in Act 2, I became a fir. And for the finale, I was the mighty cactus. Take that, Mr. Prendergast, and that, and that, and that. Then one day, I did get a lead role. Yes, it was a great moment. We'd done the auditions for A Midsummer Night's Dream the week before. I think it was on Wednesday night. Then on the Saturday, we all trooped in and took our seats at the front of the theatre. And all the mums sat down the back wearing their best dresses and sizing each other up like they always do. And Mr. Prendergast walks in with the most gigantic stick in the world up his arse. "Girls," he said in the most pompous voice, "girls, after careful deliberation, I've chosen the cast for A Midsummer Night's Dream." And I'm sitting there with that expression on your face. You know, the one where you make your face sort of flat and neutral because you know someone's about to land a plane on it. I've never had a lead, so I reckon the best I can hope for is a fairy. And then he says it. Those magic words. "Tabitha will play Titania, Queen of the Fairies." Me? Titania? Queen of the fucking fairies? Titania! The role that every Samantha, Caroline and Susie wanted to play, and he gave it to me. The typist's daughter. The only kid in the class without a father at home who'd been coming for years and years and years, and the only thing he ever said once when I asked why I never got a shot of the lead was, "You lack breeding." And now I was Titty fucking Anna. Amazing! Titania! Titania! And Mum sewed me the most amazing costume. It was emerald green chiffon, and it floated as if it were made of smoke. Mum stayed up late every night sewing on sequins at the kitchen table, and I kept her company, learning my lines. And there were a lot of lines. "These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill and dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But by thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport." And Mum made me a silver tin-foiled wand and wings and a golden crown. Mum came to every rehearsal, and she sat down the front, looking ever so young and pretty. And then I found out why I got the role. Susie told me. It was opening night, and we're standing backstage waiting to go on, and I'm in my emerald green chiffon, proud as punch, and Susie's standing behind me in her purple velvet and real silver brocade. She still got a good role, Susie did, but she wanted to play Titania. Everybody did. I'm just about to go on, and I've calmed my breathing like Mr. Prendergast has taught us, and I pinned my wings back, chin up, eyes wide open. And then I feel Susie's hot breath on the back of my neck. And it smells a little of aniseed. I've never liked aniseed, still can't stand the smell of it. There's something about it that reminds me of cat shit on blue snowflakes. This little cold voice on the back of my neck. "Everyone knows you only got the role because your mother's fucking Mr. Prendergast." I still went on and played Titania like I was the only one who'd ever done her right. Even Susie's mother got up and clapped at the end. Well, that was the last time I ever did any acting. I still come here every Saturday, though.
Tomorrow will be 7 months. 7 months of missing my best friend. I know healing takes time, but I thought maybe after this much I'd at least be trying to move on and live a normal life. I think the thing that hurts the most is that it happened so suddenly. Right? I mean, it's not like she was sick and I expected her to leave me someday soon. It was that one day she was here, and the next, she wasn't. So that we still have no answer. We don't know what she went through, what she's going through, if she's still alive. And I think about that night, I think about it over and over again in my head, trying to figure out if there were clues in our conversations or signs in our body language that tell me she was in trouble, but there wasn't. There was nothing. If I had known. If I had known that was the last time I was going to see her, I would have never let her leave. It was my fault, though. At least I think it was. It was my idea for her to come over that night. Could it have all been different? Would it have made a difference if I walked her home? No. No, probably not. I probably would have been gone too, with her, wherever that is. I just need to know if she's alive. For the last 7 months we've been saying she's alive wherever she is, she's fighting, but I don't know. And honestly now I don't know if I'm more scared of never finding her or finding out the truth. But I need to move on, I know that. Well, sorry, Dr. Davies, it's just the same shit every time I come in here. Thank you. Thank you for helping me the last 7 months. I really don't know where I'd be without you. More importantly, I have no idea where Amelia would be without you. Surprise. I've been watching you and Dr. Davies, studying you closely. The way you tense when I say her name. The way you derail a conversation when I talk about trying to find her. You know, for someone who studied the mind, you should really know the signs of someone who's guilty. Or for someone who's guilty, you should really know how to hide it. I knew it was you. I fucking knew it was you. But I just had to make sure. So I made my first appointment with you 6 months ago so I could watch you. So I'm going to give you one chance. And one chance only, Dr. Davies. Where is she?
Enough. It's It's over. You know how much I love my job. And that's why I stay here until today. No more. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't look at me like that. Should I not talk? It's not the right place. The right time. I get it. We are here to save lives. Or at least to try. I can already imagine how difficult it is for you. Just another one. But I can't take it anymore. Tell me, doctor, what do we do? Broken equipment, lack of medication, electricity, and water cutting out whenever they please. Of course, international sanctions. Poor management, doctor, poor management. Threats of armed groups. We meant to be on the same side. Common crime. Hunger. Fatigue. Loneliness. Tell me, doctor, how do you do it? You are not going to say anything. Of course, I know you too well. Keep silent and smile. Isn't that right? After all, we are fighting a war. Resist and persist. That's the motto. A few years ago, anger sustained me. The accumulated anger of so many years of social injustice. The resentment of being stepped on. The bad would fall, and the good would rise. And anger united us. But over the years, that anger has turned into disgust. Where do dreams go? The hopes of living with justice in a peaceful place. Living with peace. I resist. But damn it. I barely survived the assault. And as soon as I got here, they called me to the operating room. It was him. The kid didn't make it. It's too late. I have to leave before it's too late. The thing is, doctor, can't take it anymore. I don't believe anymore.
I never really cared about how or when I lost my virginity. I mean, I knew it had to happen at some point, and I'd had guys trying to sleep with me since literally the 8th grade, but I never really thought much about how it would happen. I almost lost it in 10th grade to a guy who used to bully me back in elementary school, but I vetoed that real quick when he suggested meeting up in the accessible bathroom of the mall I grew up beside. May not think the construct of virginity is super important, but I'd like to at least lose it in a bed. Thank you very much. In grade 12, I ended up losing it to my coworker. He was older, with tattoos and piercings. He had these snake bites, which I wanted to pull on with my lips while kissing him. Anyways, I suggested we had sex when he brought me to his house, fed me alcohol, and played the bass for me. Did I mention he played in a punk band? Yeah, there was no way I wasn't gonna sleep with him. It was fine. It didn't hurt, and he's one of the only partners who to this day actually conversed with me during sex and made sure I was enjoying myself, but didn't feel like anything other than an intense exercise. Then you and I were in Cuba, dancing on the beach to the song Closer, your chin resting atop my shoulder. You told me we had to stop dancing, otherwise you were going to have sex with me. Not a good look when you have a girlfriend back home in Canada who I'm friends with. That moment, I felt a wave of desire and mischief rush over me as I told you I'd found my room key. You smiled at me and we made a plan to meet back at my room. To not make it evident to everyone around us that we were hooking up. That you were cheating on my friend with me. But at that moment, she didn't exist. I just wanted you in a way that I've never wanted anybody. You walked separately to my room. I was taking my time trying to talk myself out of sleeping with my friend's boyfriend when I saw you run up the other side and wait outside my door so excitedly. You beat me there. You left for my room after I did, but you beat me there. That's how excited you were. I tried to give you an out, but you said this is what you wanted. I was what you wanted. I never heard those words before. I mean, really heard them and felt them resonate. Sure, guys wanted me before, but that was just for a quick fuck, a notch on their belt, and exotic conquest. Ugh. But with you, that was the first time you told me you loved me. I had never wanted to say it back to someone so badly, but I couldn't. I was afraid. Afraid that you were too drunk. Maybe you confused me for your girlfriend. But I still mouthed the words, even though no sound would leave my throat. I cried so hard when you wouldn't take your head out of the crook of my neck, when you refused to look at me, at my face, because you thought I didn't love you too. You see, you and your girlfriend were each other's firsts. You were my third, which, when combined with the fact that you didn't hear me say I love you too, made you feel like I loved you less than she did. How? I made you feel like I didn't love you at all. I never cared about how I lost my virginity until I realized I wished I could have waited so that I would have lost it to you. Not because I think that means I love you more. That has nothing to do with it. I just wish your hands were the first ones I ever felt on my skin. That you were the first person to whom I ever showed all of myself. You're a memory now, and I just wish I had more moments with you.
The sleeping king is finally awake. Welcome to the land of the living. Hey, relax. I said relax! If you are yet to realize you are in chains and there is absolutely nothing you can do to free yourself, I made sure of that. Today, you are not in power, my friend. And I know that is going to be a very difficult thing for someone like you to be in this position, feeling so helpless. But don't worry, it will be over soon. Very, very soon. I mean, it depends on you though, my friend, and listen to me. When I call you my friend, I do not mean you are my friend. I am also not your friend. I am just being sarcastic. Hey, look at me when I am talking to you. Good. You brought this upon yourself. You did. You orchestrated this very day. In fact, you and I will not be here if you had made a different decision the very first day you saw me. So all the pain and suffering you are going through now is the fault of no one else but you. Now listen to me clearly. One of us here has questions, and the other has answers. When you look around, it's obvious who is doing the questioning and who is doing the answering. So you're just going to give me the answers to my questions. And we both go our separate ways. You understand that, right? Very, very easy. I know this look. I know this look. Even in the thickest of darkness, I can recognize it. You are thinking I am weird. You are thinking I'm weird. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with all of you? You created me, and now you want to point fingers at me for becoming the exact thing you created? You made me this way. You and every other person that makes me feel like I am nothing, like some Roman lunatic made me this way. You all did. So you're going to give me the answers to my questions. Okay? Now listen. Why? Why do you make me feel like I do not deserve to exist? Like I am some piece of nothing. What makes me so undesirable? I know you have all the answers to these questions. So start talking. Hey, I'm waiting for you. Okay, listen, okay? I'm trying here. But it's like no matter how hard I try, I am still not good enough. You understand? So I'm begging you, I need you to help me, to help myself. I don't know if you get this, but it's just like this button is stuck and all I have to do is just press it and like the golden buzzer of America's Got Talent, everybody's just going to like me. You should understand that, right? Yes, I'm begging you, please help me. No, Charles, no. Charles, no. This is not the time to be weak. Hey, listen, this is not a negotiation. You have the answer to my questions. So you're going to answer me one way or the other. You decide to make it easy for yourself or not. But if you refuse to answer me, I will make you suffer as only I can. After all, I am the demon that you created. What a surprising turn of events. The prince is here to save the king. We've all seen The Lion King, right? And it's always Mufasa who is there to save Simba from his troubles. But today we have to watch a different scene together. I'm sure I will enjoy this one too. No, listen. You have no idea what or how I feel. You cannot even imagine. I mean, even if I burden you with all the delicate intricacies of it, you still cannot fathom. How could you? Even I sometimes struggle to grasp what has now become my unfortunate reality. Listen, Joseph. Not everyone matters to society. When I was coming to this school, I feared I wouldn't fit in. I had stories. All kinds of tales. Very well spun tales that made me wonder if I would be relevant here. When I first entered, I was welcomed by my fears when Michael here rejected me as his school son. He saw me for the very first time and looked at me in a way that no human should be looked upon. You don't understand. You do not understand. I mean, how could he tell? Even when he was to talk to me, he didn't want to look me in the face. He looked away. Everything within him that day was screaming that I was bad. How could he tell I was bad even before I could be anything? What the hell is that? What sort of condemnation was that? He made me feel worthless. He made me feel like I was nothing. No, I will say that. Just look at you. I walked into this school days before you did. Michael here saw me first. In fact, he saw me days before he saw you. And what happened? The same Michael who was disgusted by my very being was fascinated by yours. He rejected me and accepted you. He took you in as his school son. He cares for you. He adores you and treats you like a prince. Don't you think that should make me sad? Yeah, it should. But guess what? I am not sad. No, I am not. Because I have never mattered from childhood. I am used to rejections. I have always been pushed over, shoved down, and tossed aside, but no more. I I'm going to make my life mean something to everyone in this school. You two will not understand, but I assure you, one day my name too will be revered in this school. Generations of students who are yet to come will hear and sing my name. As long as the four walls of this school stand, my name shall stand taller. I swear I will go down in the annals of this school's history as the greatest ever to have walked the soils of this land. You laugh. You are laughing at me even while in chains. Hey, you see my point, right? This is exactly my point. I have never been taken serious. Get out! Now listen, I said leave! Now back to you.
Baby, tell me what you wanna be. Float your mind and listen to me.
Alrighty. Congratulations to the performers. Smashing effort. So now that we've reached the end of the show, we are going to open up the voting for the next 48 hours. So I am just making a change to the description of this video now. So if you're watching live, you can just refresh the screen, or it should automatically refresh in a few seconds. If you're watching later, then you should already see it in the description of this video. Just at the very top, there's a link to the voting form. So what you need to do now is select your top 2 favorite performers, and you can vote for them and help select who becomes the global champion and who lands on the podium for the World Monologue Games 2023 Endurance category. We have had 2 other shows this weekend. We had the Tigers show about 24 hours ago yesterday, and we just had the sprint show, a couple of hours ago. So those are still open for voting. If you want, you can check them out and vote for those events as well. Next weekend, we have our final 3 events here at the Globals. We have the youth, main amateur and main professional categories. So make sure you tune in for those. We will be announcing the winners on the 29th of November. That's a Wednesday evening here in Sydney. Thanks very much for tuning in. Once again, huge congratulations to all of the performers. Getting into the Globals is hard enough, and then doing those great performances is the cherry on the cake. All right, folks, have a nice night, day, or morning, or whatever it is, and we'll see you again soon.